This looks like pretty snow, but it is not pretty snow. Oh my goodness. Look at you, pretty boy. So I'm going to tell y'all that he looks awful. He's got icicles hanging off of him, and red too. Do you know what that is? That is insulation. That is their fur doing its job, because all of his body heat is staying near his body. So none of his body heat is actually cricket. None of his body heat is actually escaping out, you know, past his fur. So they look miserable, and I can promise you that Highland Cross is like in his element right now. So I wanted to check on horses. I've got blankets on everybody but Boss Man. And that's because his blanket had a massive hole in it, and quite frankly, I don't think he needs it. He is a fat butterball, and I can guarantee you that his coat is you know, he's going to be covered in that ice too. Hi, girls. So these girls have got barn to get into, thankfully. I know, I'll be right back. I did just bed down. My dogs are going crazy because they've been in the house all night. I did just bed down. Straw for everybody. So we've got straw in here. It's the same thing with you girls. My goodness gracious. Oh my goodness, monkeys. Say everybody is in the barn waiting. Aren't they? My gracious. Except for Carol, honey. Carol. She says, I don't know, man. Let's go check on mama and babies. So, another pretty good example of the coat doing its job. How are your babies doing? My gracious. Hello, I know. Good morning. So everybody's got them some straw. Hello. You guys stayed warm last night? I know, Rain. Rain says, give me my food, woman. Hey. Hello, Rain. Yeah. So it looks like those babies are doing good. This is an indication that nobody has drank all night. So, oh man, I just got poop everywhere in that. I have to get it out. This is the first time I have ever seen these things freeze. Ooh-wee. Hands are cold. I need to go get me a stick. I should have brought my daggum gloves out here. I may have to run down to the basement and get me some gloves and come back. Say, I know, I'm going to feed y'all first, though. Give me just a... Alright. Here's one side, they ain't drank nothing. And I actually have been messing with that one over there and realized I have got to get me some gloves on. So I'm going to get these cleaned out. So that way these cows and babies and all can drink. And then go out and get theirs and then get Rain and her calves done. Alright. So I've got this one clear, and honestly what I did was I just flipped it over. You can see how much ice, and this is where I was kicking it with my daggum feet. Shouldn't have done that, but I wasn't thinking about. So when the earth falls, I'm going to have to clean this trough out big time. But I'm going to tell you what, this right here is, these things are the most amazing things I have ever dealt with. I was using just regular water troughs with float valves on them. And that was the awfulest experience. And I've done it for 5 years, and we put these things in this year. And they are amazing. So they still have water. Sometimes, you know, this is honestly the first time this winter that I've had to come out here and break this crust off. So these things have been pretty amazing. Shoo-wee. But now my gloves are sticking to everything because it's so daggone cold out here. I can't get my chains in. I'm gonna have to sit y'all down for a minute. Something I've noticed too is, let's see if I can wash some of that off. There we go. Now we got a nice fresh ball there, and this sleet's gonna accumulate some more. I'm just gonna have to come out midday and work on those. But thank God this is not freezing rain yet. Now I know they're saying that we're gonna, get freezing rain, but there is nothing sticking on these tree limbs. So my biggest fear, and I've tried recording a little bit of it, and then I realized that my phone doesn't hold that many videos. But for the last 2 days, I have spent prepping. Honestly, the last 3 days, I have spent prepping for this storm. And I was terrified with all the rain and stuff that they said they were going to have, or the freezing rain, that we were going to have some serious issues with our power. And for what we have to run, I mean, this is all froze too. We have to run 2 freezers, which freezers, refrigerators, a lot of that stuff can be thrown out here in an emergency. But, excuse me, my hands are getting awful cold. Hey, buddy. My goodness gracious. My goodness. And you know what? You can see here that Boss Man's doing the same thing. He has got him a good, hey, sweet boy. He has got him a good coat on. What are you doing? It's me and my orange hands. And he is not shivering. I know, I probably look crazy to him. Old Spunk Man. Now, I put blankets on him, but you can see his neck is wet. Spunky, like I said, is 33. He does not have the ability to keep himself warm like he used to. So, AK probably would have been okay, but AK's fell off just a touch this winter. I know, old man. I know, baby. I know, my sweet boy. AK's fell off just a touch this winter, and I was afraid that, we're looking, I think, tomorrow night at 6 degrees, but that wind chill is going to be in the negatives. So, you know what? This right here is wild. Let me see if I can get you flipped around here. It's kind of hard to tell. Oh, let's see here. There we go. All right. These things are plumb full, and I'm going to have to dig them out. Give me a minute, old man. I'm going to get it for you. So, this is obviously a whole lot deeper than what was up behind the barn. And I guess because this is just, out in the open. What I'm trying to do is get this stuff loose. Boy, I'm telling you what, I'm so glad this is not freezing rain. Last night, it was about 11 o'clock. I finally got in the bed, and I got to looking out on the back porch, and I thought, hey, Buck. I thought, you know what? That looks to me like freezing rain. So, tickled pink that, y'all come here and get you some water. Tickled pink that this is not freezing rain. Come on, come get you some water. I got it open for you, buddy. You're just going to have to be patient and do it one at a time because I ain't got this one yet. Spunky says, I am going back down here under the trees. I'm not dealing with this anymore. Got it? See, it's probably cold, ain't it, buddy? See, it's probably cold. zoom you out here a little bit. There we go. What do you think? So I know I got a hood on and you're like, who the heck is this crazy person? There we go. Okay, all right. So, all right, come on, boys, you got you some water if you want it. These dogs. They were just a play a minute ago. I think they're tired of each other. All right. So anyways, I have spent the last 3 days prepping for this. Food, gas, and I say food. Lord, we about have everything we need here. I just need to go get some odd and end things. Got me a Dutch oven so that way I could cook on the wood stove in the basement if I needed to. Hi, my darling. I know, all these dogs up here. Don't let him be mean to you, Buck. You better leave him alone. This is my little Swiss. He is the most tender-hearted little thing. So I've got a 10,000 watt generator, and this is the year that it has picked to quit running. I tried to get some video of that, but like I said, my phone just wouldn't do its thing, and I was to a point where I didn't have time to fix it. We had to roll. So I can tell y'all ain't hardly been out in the snow none. Or the sleet. So y'all been in the barn cozied up, ain't you? You've been in the old barn cozied up. You just gonna... What are you doing? What are you doing, Wiggles? What are you doing? Why is everybody afraid of my glove? Why is everybody afraid of my glove? Anyways, I know I've mentioned this in probably a past video, but I have ADHD. My brain is scattered. So we've worked on this generator. I am by no means a mechanic. Let's see, everybody's got water. Shoot, I gotta go get her water. I am by no means a mechanic. I can change oil in my vehicle. I can change tires. I don't know where a carburetor is. So me and ChatGPT, as crazy as this sounds, worked together and figured out where the carburetor was, realizing that it needed to be taken apart and cleaned. My neighbor came over and helped me do that. Him and Justin worked on it for half the day yesterday. Like I said, I got everybody bedded down. Hey monkeys, y'all okay? I've got some deep straw in here so that way they're warm. Looks like she's been over here messing with this. There we go. Hope I don't mess that up. I should keep it sealed. So, I have set myself up to where I don't have to be out in this much today. And I know I've been out here walking around for 20 minutes, but I don't have to be out in it for hours. So, with that, if anything interesting happens tonight, we'll be back. I'm hoping nothing wild, extravagant happens. Obviously, if we lose power, try to use my phone as little as I can. But I am going to go down and get the wood stove going, or going again. It's probably got some coals in it. And go enjoy some hot tea, because I'm about 30 minutes behind this morning. I thought I would hop back on here just for a minute and show you this little masterpiece of wood that Justin set up. Last night he come back from down here and he said, I've got wood stacked exactly how you need to put it in. And I get down here and this is what I walk into. Like I don't know how to stack a wood stove. Alright. So I've cleaned out some of my wood ash. Goodness gracious. Slick. Cleaned out some of my wood ash in the house. Just so we got a little extra room. You know, if the power goes out this evening, we've got some room to handle without having to completely cut the power off. I mean, completely having to stop the wood stove. Sorry, I'm trying to like grab this bucket and not burn the snot out of myself. Going back to the generator thing. Could not get our 10,000 watt running. Oh, I left the lights on at the barn. That'll be alright. But we do have one that's... Let's touch that bucket. It's like 7,000. Get this out of the weather, don't I? It's like 7,000 starting watts. 5250 running watts. So, let me flip you around here. I have got it set up, and I forgot to move the dang thing last night. I've got it set up to where we can plug into a 30 amp that runs into a camper breaker. Dang, that thing's really in there. I think this is why I left this sitting here like this, because I couldn't get it out. Yeah, I'll have to fool with it here in a minute. But that way we can at least keep our water going. The downside to those water troughs, even though they are amazing in most every other aspect, is the fact that if your power goes out and your water level drops, it'll freeze the whole thing up. So that's really what I've been the most worried about. Like I said, we have got wood stove in the basement. We have wood stove insert upstairs, so not worried about running my heat pump. I would prefer to have, you know, hot water, be able to use my hot water heater, but I can manage without it if I have to. As long as I've got water going, I should be okay. I've got me some of my canning pots out. That way I can put them on the wood stove. If I absolutely need to, you know, I have to have hot water to clean my machine. So that's kind of a big deal. If our powers went out, you know, in the summertime, and it hasn't been that big of a deal, I can take my hoses over to my neighbors and rinse them out, and then when the power comes back on the next day, we're good. But, you know, if we're planning on what they're talking is like weeks, you know, a week or two that potentially our power could be out. So, as long as I can keep my water running, I should be okay. I can manage the rest of it. We can cook on the wood stove in the basement and heat water up down there as well. And we should be good to go. So, I do believe I am, like I said, I'm going to go chill out for a little bit and hope this weather doesn't eat us alive and switch to freezing rain. I offered yesterday to Mark and Dorinda that if they did not have any help at the farm, that I would come and help them, because I'm only like, oh my gosh, I just broke my spatula. I need to go get another spatula. But I offered to help them with their chores. I call them chores. It's a full-time job for them. If for some reason their help could not get there today. They have 3 commercial chicken houses, which is where I got my start. Let me see if I can, we're gonna go with wood this time. But I offered to come over and help them because I'm literally less than a mile away. And as I sat down to finally drink my tea, I got a text. So I am trying to get some of this ice off of my vehicle so I can make the trek over there. We'll just see. You would think, you know, and I'll be honest with you, for years we really haven't had to deal with a lot of snow. So I don't have the little ice scrapers and all that stuff. Down here in the south, we don't prepare for this because it's not something we get a lot of. Now, you know, I've always heard that weather comes in 30-year cycles. And I honestly think we're going back into that cold cycle now. The El Nino versus the La Nina. So I'm gonna let that warm up for a little bit and get me some hot tea to go, and we're gonna go over and pick up eggs for the day. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. I seen this on the internet years ago. But you take you a bag of warm water, not hot, warm, and I don't know how well, oh, well, it's working a little bit. Kind of helps to speed up that process of, yeah, it's melting it off of there, but boy, I'm telling you, that's some pretty thick ice right there. So hopefully we don't bust windshields. We just, like I said, I got a mile to go. I'm not taking my Tahoe because it is a new to me. I got a really good deal on that thing, and it's a little blacked out, a little much for my taste, but it is a great driving vehicle. I love that thing. I have run over something though, and I got a slow leak in one of my tires, so I am not taking that. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Like I said, I just need to be able to make it over there. Let's see how this trip goes. So you can kind of tell there's been a few people out today. I am used to driving in snow, and I'm telling you what, this little Jeep drives very well in snow. But this sleet, you know, is a bit different. I got us in four-wheel drive, and it's still pretty daggone slick. I know you can't see much. Heck, I can't see much. But kind of hard to tell. But at the end of this road right here, or as far as you can see, is about as far as I got to go. So we should be all right. All right, I'm back from chicken houses. I've had a shower. Because with chicken houses, you got to have a shower afterwards. But something I wanted to try, just in case we do lose power. They say we got another band of like freezing rain, half-inch, something like that coming in. But I got some water going on the stove here. And I'm going to go out and do chores and see what that temperature is like when I get back in. That way, Lord willing, I hope we don't, but if we do lose power, that'll kind of give me an idea how long that water's going to take to heat up. Because with cleaning, with the cleaner that I use, and with my lines and all that stuff, that is supposed to, you're supposed to get it to like 160 degrees, which I have my hot water heater cut up. But I also have to be careful because that hot water heater is the same as what operates or runs the house. So with the 3-year-old, I'm sure you can imagine I got to be a little careful with that. So, it's about 10 minutes after 4. I'm going to go out and get chores done, and we are going to pray that this icing doesn't hit us as hard as they say it is, and it's mostly sleet. So we'll try to get done and get back down in here and get everything clean. That way, that's one day we don't have to worry about all this without power. I talk about Blaze moving feed troughs around. Okay, so you can see spots where they, obviously all the cows are waiting. And you can see one here, and I thought, all right, where in the world's the other one at? Way down yonder. I guess that's the problem with sleet instead of snow, is stuff slides on it. So, Lord have mercy. We're going to keep chugging along. Alright, I got the troughs up here. I checked water, and You know, this feels like rain. I don't like this. This is not good. Well, it's kind of coming down. I don't know. I can't tell the difference at this point. Two things I want to talk about while I'm standing out here in the rain, sleet, whatever this is. One, these water troughs. So I went over to their water trough over here. Haven't been out here since this morning. Good. These things are good to go. But I just went out to Rain's earlier and it was froze solid. These things are meant to have like 10 head on them so they won't freeze. And when I say freeze, I just kind of mean top of it's gonna freeze. If you can get that ball loosened up, it'll be all right. Second thing I wanted to point out, there's probably nobody that cares about this but me, but I think it's kind of cool. Here you've got old Patty. So it's that's probably frozen. No, it's pretty fresh. It's not as ploppy and supple as we would typically want it to be for milk cows, but it's likely they're not going to be drinking as much water. So that's fair. This, however, looks like deer poop. And it is from the calves, but it's just interesting to note that obviously in colder weather they're not going to drink as much. And I would assume that is like, or the reason that is like that is because they're not drinking a whole lot of water. Those calves learn to use them balls pretty quick, the Richie waters. So, you know, it's not something that, they learn it pretty quick. It's not something that they're like, everybody else is getting water, but I'm not. So, that's just something weird that I wanted to point out. This is not fun. Something I've been doing for old man lately is I've been soaking his feed in water, basically making him a mash. You can mix minerals in, but he gets a senior extruded feed, which is kind of like what you give little babies, them little stars that kind of melt in their mouth. So he gets that, but I'm about to mix me some butte into it. I have not given him butte this year, and I feel like it is probably time to do that. So this is not going to turn out as pretty. This does not look like butte, but I promise it was in a pill form. But I'm just going to sit. Now I'm going to tell you what, this old man is smart when it comes to medicine, butte. He hates it. There ain't nothing this horse hates worse, other than deworming, than some butte. So I'm going to try to mix it up in there good. The reason I like doing this is because, watch out, Scooby. Watch out, man. Here you go. No. Let me get in here first. There you go. Alright, sorry. I know that probably made you a little... But the reason that I like adding water is because, like I said, they're not drinking a whole lot of water right now. He's come in and he's shivering a little bit, even underneath of his blanket. So that warm water in his food will kind of help warm him up just a touch. And it'll help a little with his water consumption. Everybody else looks okay. Horses that are blanketed are dry underneath their blankets. So I'm going to try to knock out milking before we lose power. I don't know if we'll lose power right now, but by golly, I don't want to have to stop in the middle of milking if power does go out. So Justin and Josie's inside. They're probably going to come out in 30, 40 minutes, something like that. I don't necessarily want her out here if we can't help it, or if we can help it. She's not really under the weather, but she's just not quite feeling herself, and I just don't want her out in this cold. Kind of had her out in it probably a little too long yesterday, and she got snow bibs. I mean, she's got the whole works, the gloves, the muck boots, all that. It's pretty cold and miserable out here. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to chores. Alright, so we got chores done. Well, for the most part. Everybody's milked. I still gotta go put milk up, but I'm gonna leave these horses in the barn for about an hour and let this weather clear out. Old man come in and he was, hey, sweet boy. Hey, my boy. He was pretty chilly, even with his blanket on. Now, since he's been in here, he has dried up a little bit, but you can still see where he's wet in here. And I've been feeling up underneath of here. I mean, this blanket looks soaking wet. Would you hold still? But you probably can't see it. But you got a pretty solid line of dry right there. And he's been doing okay. Boss man has got in here and got a little bit warmer and has melted a lot of this off. But old Chunky Butt, I don't think is hurting for nothing. He looks like he's doing all right. All the girls have ate, like I said, which they have been in here. You can tell they've been in here all day because they've got poop everywhere. Some of the cows are out there munching on some hay. Babies are back over in that corner over there chilling out. Say, my little nuggies. Say, oh, my little nuggies. They're in here. Excuse me. Gracious. My little Jersey, he's over on the other side. He's about to get him a mouthful. Say, but my little tiptoe boy. They look to be doing pretty good. I've had to kind of keep an eye on her water, you know, because like I said, it's just her drinking out of it. But it hadn't been too terrible. We, I think, just have switched over to quote-unquote freezing rain. I don't know. You might be able to see a little bit of this in the light. You can kind of tell there's a rain coming down through some of the ice there. That worries me a little bit. I'm afraid that we're going to, you know, we're going to get out here and... Yes, ma'am. I'm afraid that we are going to end up getting some ice. But, you know, our trees look really good. I'm going to walk out here and check. I'm going to walk out here and check this water. Hey, that fence isn't on, right? What? The fence is off? Yeah. Okay. I am terrified of electricity. I hate it. So, oh, pretty boy, he's down there. I don't know where Red went. There's no telling where Red went. I'm curious to see what this one's going to look like because I have not looked at it since this morning. It's filled back up. I'm going to have to put my other gloves on. I got me some of these cloth gloves and they sure do keep things warm, but not very good for when it comes time to I'm going to tell you, that right there is awful nice. But this tells me that there probably ain't really been nobody that's drank from it much since I done this morning. Now, I actually was talking to a buddy on Facebook the other day, or today actually, and was asking him about his ball waters. Because he made a post along the lines of, thank God, you know, thank God for Richie Waters and all that. And, man, that sky looks wild tonight. I said, what kind of issues do you have, you know, with them freezing up? And he said, nothing that a little hot water can't fix. So, I don't know if I can switch myself around here with these gloves on or not. Whew. Are you alright? Do y'all remember being a kid and having the snow and being able to, she's not in school yet, but being able to lay out of school and just the fun. She keeps asking to build a snowman, but there ain't no snow to build a snowman. So, alright. we're going to leave these horses out here for a little bit. Just enough time to let this precipitation stop. Go down and get milk put up. Get everything cleaned. And I want to check on my pot of water. See how that's going. Alright, we made it in. That looks to be doing pretty good. But I'm going to test it out and see what we got here. Because like I said, we got to be up to 160.
What is it?
Don't touch it, okay? Because it's very hot. And we are currently at 176.
Let me
So,
see what's in it.
it's just water, is all it is. So we're up to about 188. It's starting to climb a little slow now. So we're sitting at like 190. That is more than hot enough. Now, granted, I started with warm water just because that's the way I had my faucet cut on. But I think, honestly, we've been out for like 2 hours. So, Josie, Lord, would you calm down? I think this will do us good if the power does go out. And like I said, we are still a little worried about that. But until then, we're good. We got power. Hopefully we will survive the next few days and it won't be too bad. Lord, that's what I'm hoping. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today. I don't know if you stuck with me this long. I appreciate it, and we'll try to catch you next time.